Kingdom Hearts, as a series, is just weird. Fun, but not exactly the most coherent. But when it comes to each entry in the series on their own, there's a huge gap in quality. Some are great, some are terrible, one is damn near perfect, and one isn't even out yet. Won't be too much longer though. Woo! I'm driving this hype train right into the damn sun! So, I thought I'd make a thing out of ranking all 9 titles in the series so far. Can I just say it's goddamn insane? This series has 10 entries in less than 20 years? Like, holy hell have we hit a dry spell. And I know 2 of these came out in 2017, but they're basically tech demos, so at best, together they make one whole game on their own, even if they connect exactly 0%. Oh, hi there, Dream Drop Distance! So, let's start from the worst and make our way to the best, shall we?
I'm supposed to believe that?
Starting off our list is just the most pointless thing I can think of in this series. Coded story is honestly the biggest waste of 3 hours I can think of. Nothing happens over the course of the game. You revisit shitty versions of the worlds from Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories, and that's really it. Yeah, you learn about the Book of Prophecy and who Data Riku is, which are important for Kingdom Hearts 3, but I'm gonna bet you that Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna tell Sora about both of these, so this information is superfluous. Data Sora is better than how actual Sora was in Chain of Memories, but I can't really tell you the depths of boredom this game gave me while I was playing through it. At least Chain of Memories had a side story. Speaking of which...
What are you? What are you people?
This title gets a lot of flack for having the weirdest battle system, and it deserves all of it, but the one thing the game had overcoded is the introduction of Larxene and the organization members, which is the best thing in the game. Yeah, Vexen is an ass, but he's sure as hell a lot more likable than the Trickmaster for the 3rd time. The idea of Chain of Memories isn't bad, that being a bridge to Kingdom Hearts 2, but what drags the game down for me is, well, Sora. I know, he's the precious good boy, but in this title, he's almost as bad as the card system, which is broken as hell and just not a fun time in general. Sora still gets some good boy points for being nice to Naminé, but still, he's just one toe across the line of being an asshole. Plus, no one seems to think out a decision, and it just drags the story out longer than it should be. Riku's half is fun though. Not gonna lie here, the one good thing about this game is Riku's half, because of how it changes the combat system a little bit, and the fact that it's a lot shorter than Sora's. So again, not the worst, but it's certainly not gonna win any prizes.
Way to steal my thunder, show off! Huh?
Next is back cover. I think this is pretty alright. Yeah, it plays like a bad Saturday morning Digimon 2-parter, but in all honesty, that's okay. It's just a cutscene testing engine and a lore dump. The Master of Masters is funny and cute and I want him. It's still bad for having to exist, seeing as Union Cross was that complicated, but still, the length works in its favor. An hour-long boring movie is better than a 20-hour-long boring game.
Who else will I have ice cream with?
Days is a weird conversation piece, seeing as, well, it feels like a week went by rather than a whole year. Maybe 2 if 1 feels a bit cramped for all that happens in this one game. Regardless, this game really isn't that noteworthy, seeing as it's just a dating simulator with all the conversation charts taken out. The mission system is also a drag to get through, but at least the story is worth the time it takes to watch. I mean, it's got pretty boys, a few funny moments, a clock tower, some gay baiting. I mean, what more could you want from a prequel, honestly?
Shut up!
Birth by Sleep, the middle game of the series, both in terms of release and this list. But I still like this a lot, don't get me wrong. Hell, it's in my top 5. But here's the thing, this title is the first of its kind, with the command deck being introduced here, and boy does it show. Like I said, I like this title just fine, but the problem is that, well, I can't help but feel that Square didn't know how to fully integrate it like they did in previous titles before this. This game is notorious for having several abilities that are broken as hell, and thus the combat becomes a cakewalk. And when you can breeze through the combat, which is 90% of the whole game, might I add, the story has to stand up on its own, and Birth by Sleep tries to have us care about the 3 main characters, but holy crap do I not care about them. I mean, I like Ven the most, and he made me laugh the most out of the 3, but that's mainly because they copy-pasted Roxas with double the shirts. So 358 had this problem too, where the main cast were boring to follow, but Birth by Sleep is at least tolerable since Aqua is cool and Ven is this game's precious good boy.
Only your heart is hollow enough to be a demon's.
0 Point 2, on the other hand, is a bit of a different story, because it's just a gameplay demo for Kingdom Hearts 3, like back cover was for the cutscenes. But with that being said, this game is stupid fun. It's so good to play what we're expecting from Kingdom Hearts 3, and it makes things feel worth the wait. The combat, magic, and overall feel is amazing, and my dude, I'm hype. The only drawbacks are that it's incredibly short, and Aqua's monologue can get a bit frustrating. Oh, and Mickey Rourke coming completely out of nowhere in the middle of the story, interrupting a tender moment. Thanks for that, Billy. But yeah, worth your time. Go for it, guys.
I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power.
Here's where the series started. Now, unlike a lot of people, I started the series when I was 20, so my experience is that of an adult only. And man, for the first in a series, it's pretty alright. Yeah, the combat is pretty raw, and overall isn't the most fun to get through until about mid-game, but for what it is, I love it. A simple game with simple mechanics and a magical story that makes me tear up every time. Oh, this series hurts.
That's a mouthful.
No, it's really not.
Dream Drop Distance is my number 2 for one big reason: the story to the next level. I love time travel, and man does this game make it work. It also reworked the command deck so that it worked way more than it did in Birth by Sleep, removing invincibility frames and only really making a few OP spells and links. Balloon is overly convenient, and that's okay. Yeah, I have 2 Balloon Rows, what of it? It's basically Mind Square, and I think it's really fun. Oh, and flow motion is stupidly cool to use, and flinging yourself around the map is always my jam. Plus, that speed boost is what I live for. Dream Eaters are a fun time. They're really not all that intrusive, and you only need to care about 3 of them. They're also so damn cute, in a weird goth neon vomit kind of way.
Donald! Goofy!
I know, big shocker. This game is overhyped to all hell, but can you blame everyone for thinking that? I mean, come on, this game has perfect combat, a gut-punching story, smart boss AI, boppin' tunes, and just an amazing sense of pacing. What more can I say that hasn't been said before? This game became my favorite on my own. No one told me it was the best. I saw one video about the whole series, links below, and they talked about this one as balanced and fair. That's all I had to go on, and my God was I glad that I wasn't told anything else, because it made the rest of my experience better than they would have been had I watched something like, well, this. I can't explain why, but Kingdom Hearts 2 is the standard the rest of the series is held to, and I think we all can agree that while Kingdom Hearts 3 will be its own thing, the big question will be, how does that compare to this? And I'll be giving my thoughts on my first few hours on that topic Friday the 1st. It won't be as structured, but I'm still gonna go at it best I can.
A walking, talking snowman!
There you have it. My thoughts on every game in the series so far. Not much as I did in the Legacy of Kingdom Hearts, link below. Mash that sub button, hit the bell to keep in the know, but some more say what I like about the series in general, as opposed to just kissing the ass of the almighty number B. Kingdom Hearts is a series that makes life a bit brighter for me, and I think it's worth anyone's time to play around with it so you can get touched by these lovely people. And Sora's perfect face. God bless. My name is Chris, and yes, I do think Kingdom Hearts 1 is better than both versions of Birth by Sleep, because it is. Thank you, bye!